I can't believe he done said this. I cannot believe he said this. No way. No way. No way. Okay. Oh. Denial. Truthfully, I feel like he's got a gun to his back. He just can't say it. And like, we all know. Like, come on now. Like, James Gunn knows. He was just talking about it. He called it a mediocre movie. They had a mediocre movie problem. It wasn't superhero fatigue. But Marvel, single-handedly, I think, almost, 95 to 98% is the reason for the term superhero fatigue, which doesn't exist. It's actually woke, bad movie fatigue. That's what it is. And the majority of what is woke turns to shit. It's terrible. And it's been happening over and 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 over again. And they keep doing the same thing. Insanity. Kevin Feige insists Marvel isn't woke. That studio doubles down on diversity-driven stories and characters. And I'm here to tell you. I'm here to speak and be the voice of the voiceless. You know, the majority of superhero fans never, ever had a problem with diversity. You took these IPs and desecrated them, destroyed them, perverted them by changing everything about them that even made the character remotely popular. You changed what we knew, and you thought it was going to work. That's not how it works, okay? In a recent interview, Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige pushed back against critics accusing the Marvel Cinematic Universe of embracing woke agenda, particularly its emphasis on diversity and female narrative following Avengers Endgame. Yeah, we know it started with Captain Marvel, which I personally, after speaking to people in Hollywood and reading certain articles and seeing certain videos, I don't think that really made $1 billion. I think that they bought up a bunch of tickets to make it look like it did. They knew they effed up, and they just kept going. And it really started to take a nosedive when Eternals came out, Thor: Love and Thunder, and everything else after that. It just, I can't believe they kept going. And I can't believe they're keeping it up this long. Still, remember, under the woke umbrella, they do several things. And Fantastic Four, Final Steps. Yeah, Final Steps. Has like 7 to 8 woke points in it. You get what I'm saying? There's a new rumor going around that Reed Richard and Ben Grimm have had a previous relationship which will impact and cause problems for Reed and Sue in the movie. The majority of people don't think it's real. I don't think it's real, but it's one of the new rumors going around. When the franchise had faced the box office returns, declining box office returns, with several high-profile projects underperforming despite heavy promotion of inclusive storytelling. Yeah, fans never had a problem with inclusivity. Just you were changing everything around. And they're like, oh, well, what? We just, no. We know what characters are which. And you wanted to switch up characters and change the fundamentals of what made that character. Come on now. I said before, woke and DEI became a thing, and I'm saying it after. He's planting his feet in. Here. Marvel is the world outside your window. Stop. And people come to you for escape. People come to you for escapism. And now you want to make things like everyone else is doing. It has to be representative of every single thing in our world in one movie or one show at all times. So you've got to literally have everything chock full in there. I told you, it's hilarious. Like, you'll watch a movie nowadays, and it's like, I don't know, a black dude will wake up, oh, it's road trip, guys, and he'll start calling all his friends or picking everybody up. He's got to pick up a dude that's Chinese, got to pick up a white dude, he's got to pick up a gay dude, he's got to pick up a Middle Eastern dude, he's got to pick up an Indian dude, and he's got to make sure he picks up a girl that's part of the group, and then they have to go on their road trip, and then they have to, it's like, oh, what? What do you, huh? Like they preach so hard when they never had to do that. Like, people were, for the most part, fine with diversity. Like, oh boy. It's not Gotham and Metropolis. This is there's a gnat in here. This is a New York and LA. This is New York and LA. I'm sure it is. And yes, there's also Wakanda and Asgard, but it's all made up of the people who make up our world. This remark echoes sentiments Feige has expressed before, framing Marvel's content as a reflection of real-world diversity rather than ideological pandering. Yeah, right. It's pandering, all right. He also expressed pride in characters like Miss Marvel, which was a failure in the comic books, played by, calling her one of the greatest bits of casting we've ever done, and indicating she won't be sidelined despite the poor performance of both her streaming series and the Marvels. Just doubling and tripling down. So according to Feige, Marvel isn't woke, but it's doubling down on these failed characters. Oh, nobody liked Ironheart in the comics, and they did that. The interview with The Wrap highlights Feige's commitment to post-in-game characters and scaled-back production, slate to avoid overwhelming audiences. Yeah, listen, what overwhelmed them wasn't too much stuff. It was how much garbage you put out. You overwhelmed us with garbage content. If you had kept putting out bangers like you did the majority of the time, with all your other phases, we'd have been fine. However, skeptics argue that this defense ignores the financial realities facing MCU, where films emphasizing progressive themes have struggled to resonate with broader audiences. Every single movie that I've had issues with, the majority of them, I would say 95% or more, have failed. Specifically speaking of Marvel, have failed. Box office flops. Tanked. Fell off a cliff. Didn't have legs. Okay? No matter what the reviews were. Just horrible. Done horrible. Everything under that damn Disney umbrella. If I didn't like it, the majority of the time it failed. Like, come on. And while I don't represent all fans, I do speak for millions upon millions upon millions. And coincidentally, you've been losing millions upon millions upon millions of fans, subscribers to your Disney Plus, and dollars. You don't want to listen to us. We don't know what we talking about, right? We're just making it up for something. It's not that. We're just making it up. It's fairy dust. We're just making it up. Post-in-game shift to female-led stories and diversity focus. Yeah, that's what did it. Since Avengers Endgame, which grossed $2.79 billion, worldwide and marked the peak of MCU's cultural dominance, Marvel has pivoted heavily toward diverse ensembles, co-leads, and solo outings for female heroes. Out of 13 post-in-game theatrical releases, up to mid 2025. 7 can be classified as female-led or co-led, reflecting a deliberate push that the critics say has prioritized identity over compelling narratives, contributing to a string of disappointments. Yeah, because the fans love the female characters. We've loved them for years. But then when you push them over the males, you make them look stupid or like they don't matter. Oh, the woman has to be smarter. She has to be stronger. She has to save them every time. She has to do this, has to do that. Why can't everybody just be badass like they were from Incredible Hulk to Endgame? Like, yeah, I mean, even before Endgame, actually, I'll say, because in Endgame, they woke up that one part, but I'll say from, like Incredible Hulk to Infinity War, because they did, Captain Marvel, and that's where really began, right there, Captain Marvel, and then they put that girl power moment into, Endgame, and while people liked it, we knew what the hell they were doing. You know what I'm saying? And then they just, from there, just totally went downhill. So, yeah, I'm not going to even finish reading this whole article. Like, I lived it. I don't even... I remember Mike Tyson talking about, like, not watching a series on him. He was like, I lived it. Like, I don't have to watch it. Yeah, exactly. All of us lived this. A lot of these articles, we don't need to read. These are for people who didn't live it, who didn't live through it, who didn't see the change. You know what I mean? We never changed. The product changed. When you start making crappy product, the people boycott, they leave, and they tell you about it. And that's what's been going on, and that's why Disney is where they are right now. 10 million subscribers. Woo!